sit back and do this. Hey guys, what's going on? I believe you know what time it is. Power Rankings time. Don't really have to explain this every week. So, well, I mean, for you longtime viewers, I won't have to explain this too much. Number 32, I'd argue the same spot, Cleveland Browns. It's like, are they just the Cleveland Browns, or... Although it was to a good Chicago team, but still, I think... Oh, is that... Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I think they're just the Cleveland Browns. Browns or something. Number 31, Las Vegas Raiders. Geno Smith was a disaster this year. Kenny Pickett was no better. But it was to the Eagles. I don't care who it was. As to these teams should just be playing a little bit better against anyone they play. But maybe next year. Maybe next year for the Titans as well. We'll say their offense is doing a little more these days, but still. Alright, number 29. The Jets. They just... I think they're the Jets. I really have no other phrases to say it for any of these four teams. Alright, number 28, moving down a spot, the Falcons. I don't know what to say about the Falcons. They're frustrating to watch. They're the Jets. Their offense is disappointing. They're the Raiders. Geno Smith was a disaster. And they're the Cleveland Browns. It's pretty telltale of how these teams' seasons have gone. I don't even know who the... Wait a sec. I'm being very disrespectful. Just cut that last part out. The Falcons don't go there. All these teams have merit coming up here. Number 28 moving down 3 spots. Arizona Cardinals. They just let the Texans do whatever they wanted to them. And I can't believe I had this team winning the division. Yeah, you've disappointed me for the last time, Cardinals. For the last time. Alright, number 26, moving down 3 spots as well. The Cincinnati Bengals. You shouldn't be getting shut out against a team that... that you should be in close competing with when you have Joe Burrow as your quarterback. That just shouldn't happen. Right now, 26. Moving up. Two spots, the Washington Commanders. The Commanders finally won another game. Took 10 whole weeks. Seriously. They finally got the job done against the Giants, but... yeah. Alright. Number 25. Which means breaking in our... finishing out our bottom row are the New York Giants. And let me make an addendum here. The Commanders will move up to 25. The Giants will move down 2 spots to 26th. Look, I kept pulling for the Giants and the Commanders. I wish both these teams were good. But not the way the cookie crumbled this year. Which means at number 24, moving up 3 spots, the Atlanta Falcons. Move up 3 spots for their incredible comeback win over the Buccaneers. I never thought I'd say those words. They're the team that usually has a good lead. They're doing so well, and then they just blow it away. It might have been opposite day for the Falcons. Look, I still think Raheem Morris needs to be fired. I think he needs to be fired. I think they need to change quarterback. Like, maybe Joe Burrow could be traded in the offseason. Maybe to Atlanta. That could solve their problems, because Atlanta has talent on their roster. Even Kyle Pitts had a great game. He's having a good season. Just the rest of the team's not. Pulling their weight. The Falcons won't be in the playoffs this year, but I honestly thought the Falcons lost was so long ago. But here's the team I didn't forget lost. Number 23. Moving up 3 spots as well, the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are out of the bottom row for the first time this year. But the Saints weren't really supposed to be good, but the Saints, they're getting some upset wins. They're becoming scrappy. Pulling off some upsets here. That's good to see. Alright, number 22. Moving down 2 spots from last week. Kansas City, stick a fork in them. The Chiefs are done. The Chiefs are officially out of the playoffs. But you didn't hear from me. Look, I didn't think the Chiefs were going to make the playoffs this year. And I said that when I was predicting how every team would do this year. I said the Chiefs would have a losing record and not make playoffs. They're 1 game away from that because they're 6-8. Like right now, even Saints fans' morale on happiness is a little bit higher than the Chiefs. And the Saints were supposed to be really bad. So, uh, yeah. All right. Number 21, moving down 2 spots, the Dolphins. Their win streak comes to an end. Their playoff hopes are pretty much done in some minds, if they're not mathematically eliminated at the time I'm recording this. That's because I really do not know what their fate is. But I know a team that's still alive in their own division race. Number 20, moving down 2 spots, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You had a 2-possession lead against the Falcons, and you blow it away. Like, the Buccaneers basically got the Falcons' reputation in one night. Not even one night. 1 quarter. In 1 quarter, half a quarter. I still don't know how the Falcons won that game, but the results are the results, and they kind of influence the board. So, yeah. Number 13, moving down 6 spots. Carolina Panthers. Oh, that was a rough one against the Saints. And so, what just happened here? I'm just going to point this out. Like, the Dolphins and Chiefs, teams that were trying in the AFC, just separated the entire NFC South. Look, this is the NFC South team, NFC South team, AFC, NFC, NFC South, NFC South. We haven't talked about the team in the NFC North yet. We're about to. In a while. Maybe. Don't worry, we will. But number 18, moving down 3 spots, the Dallas Cowboys. What the heck happened with the Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Yeah, how about them Cowboys losing to the Vikings? I would have thought Dallas would have torched the Vikings. Dallas's quarterback play has been way better. Well, the Vikings were eliminated going into that game for some reason. I don't know. I could honestly see that being strength of division, but they eclipsed the win total I had for the Vikings. I think so 5. They got the 6 wins, 6 and 8. But still, Cowboys, and with the Eagles winning on Sunday, getting back on track, you might as well kiss your division hopes goodbye. Number 17, the aforementioned Vikings will move up 5 spots this week. Hey, what's going on in the NFC this week? It's been pretty quiet in the AFC. I don't understand. Anyway, the Vikings had a really good game, which honestly surprised me, but it's okay. It's okay. Number 16, I'd say same spot as last week, Indianapolis. So, come on. Why every time I pick up that magnet? Their playoff hopes are getting slimmer by the day. But Philip Rivers didn't look too bad against the Seahawks. Came down to a small miss for the Colts, and they would have won that game. And they probably should have. I know that's not me being biased. Although you could mistake it for that. I don't care. Alright, number 15, moving up. 6 spots from last week. Baltimore. Whew. That's a relief for the Ravens. Blanking the Bengals in Cincinnati. Yeah. Look, the Ravens are good, but the Steelers played a good game too. They're moving up 3 spots. The Steelers move up 2. Steelers played good against the Dolphins. Aaron Rodgers had a really good day. 23 for 27. 224 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Steelers scored 28. Ain't only allowed 15. And so, that's really good for the Steelers. Alright. Number 13, moving down 3 spots. The Detroit Lions. Look, they played a really good game. They scored 34. Why they moved down? That's obvious. They were not on the winning side out of their game. The Lions' playoff hopes are getting slimmer. They can still do it, but they're getting slimmer. And Chicago having a marquee game and easy games coming up. Although Chicago does have to play. Although you do play Chicago in week 18, they still have to play the Packers and Niners. That's not an easier schedule. But with Chicago winning this week, it not looking really good. Okay, number 12, moving up 2 spots. The Eagles. I don't know if the Eagles are ever going to be the most impressive team this year. But they're at least taking care of business now. But I really thought it would come down to the last 2 weeks. For the Ravens. Or not, the Eagles. To win the division. But with the Commanders being bad this year, give them the crown, maybe? Although I said that and they lost 3 straight games, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's alright, number 11. The rankings are getting really, really dicey here. And so I'm going to put Green Bay entirely out of the top 10. Because, well, there are teams around them that did amazing things and had amazing games, and the Packers didn't even get a win this week. The Packers are still a good team, but they're just on the bad end. Number 10, I'm going to keep Houston in the same spot. They put up 40 against the Cardinals. And I want to move them up for that. They're just plenty better teams. Teams ahead of them on this board. Though a team I could see them swapping and hunting down and with is number 9, Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't mean to be disrespectful. They played an absolutely amazing game. They could end up winning this division. Okay, no, I'm going to put the Jags at 8. The Chargers go at number 9. Because they only won by 3 points. And honestly, I'd actually swap the Texans and the Chargers. So we can move the Texans up. So then all 3 of them move up. And everybody's happy. It's so cutthroat at the top of the power rankings that it's pretty hard to push along. But the Chargers eliminated the Chiefs, eliminating a division rival in their stadium. Press the right button. Okay, here we go. So, yeah. All 3 of these teams play well. The Chargers eliminating the Chiefs in their own stadium. And the fact that it's a division rival. The NFL is automatically getting a better Super Bowl. Well, in my opinion. A Super Bowl we won't get sick of for many years. There's a new team thanks to the Chargers. So that should be the fact they're in the top 10. The Texans put up 40 against the Cardinals, and the Jags put 48 against the Jets. And why I have those 3 in and the Packers out of the top 10 is because the Packers didn't get a win. All of the 3 teams ahead did amazing things. But I'm going to keep the Bills in the same spot, though. Because they Actually, no. Bills are too low for the Bills. Let's move the Pats there to number 7. It was 21-7 for the Pats, and they blew a lead. And on the same day, they could have won the division if they had won the game. Okay, I think they're still going to win this division, but that's a tough way to go out. But at number 6, I'll put the Bills just ahead of the Patriots because I don't think they're much better than each other. The Pats are much better than the Bills going into Sunday. Yeah. Jags 8, Pats 7, Bills 6. Which means I'm gonna put the Bears at number 5, even though they only beat the Browns. It was 31-3 or something like that. That's a good win. Shedeur Sanders threw 3 interceptions. I should have mentioned that at the start of the video when I talked about the Browns. But it just racks up Chicago's takeaway and turnover differential, which is massively positive. If the Bears went from bad to really good, and if they beat the Packers, they're probably winning this division. Because I think the Lions are just not amazing enough in this division. And the Bears are. Because of one man, Ben Johnson. I know it's a team effort, but come on, they tried to put a team effort in last year and the coaching held them back. This year, it's the reason they're succeeding. The Niners are going to move up to 4. The reason they're succeeding this year is they were injured last year. They had a similar problem last year as they do this year. But here's the difference. Christian McCaffrey is still healthy. CMC is still healthy. And if CMC remains healthy, the Niners are good. Like, he basically carries the Niners each and every year, injured or not. Seahawks are going to move down just 1. Because they only beat the Colts by 2 points. And they haven't clinched a playoff spot yet. But it's going to be a close game between the Seahawks and the Rams. But we'll talk about a team that moves up from 3 to 2. The Denver Broncos. What a good day it was on Sunday for Broncos fans. They watched the Chiefs get eliminated from the playoffs. They watched the Patriots lose to the Bills, so they retained the 1 seed no matter what, going into their game. And, oh yeah, they beat the Packers, and they clinched a few hours after the Chiefs got eliminated. That... I kind of thought something like this would happen for the Broncos. I didn't think it was going to be this year. I didn't think they were going to be like this good, but... yeah, the Broncos. I said the Broncos were probably going to win this division. It was between Broncos and Chargers, but I think the Broncos are going to run away with it in the end. That is a good day for Broncos fans. Like, if you told me going into last year that the Broncos... and a year from now, the Broncos were going to be doing what they did on Sunday, I would have called you insane. This year, I would have believed you. But it's just a massively good day for Broncos fans. It was also a good day for the number 1 team in the league, the Rams. Who also... clinched a playoff spot only difference between the Rams and the Broncos, they didn't watch a division rival get eliminated. Because the Cardinals are down bad, and the other two teams had to play AFC South teams. The Rams beat the Lions. But yeah, those are the Week 15 power rankings. Now, we're going to have to go through some scenarios for next week. Find a way to do that. Might have to do it in the podcast. But, nevertheless, as for now, this is how the board be. We're going to be trying something different the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.